Audit planning is development of the overall audit strategy. Someone will want to understand what is this overall audit strategy, or what is this audit strategy? Let me break it down. So what do we mean by audit strategy? So when you're explaining audit strategy, it covers three things. Scope of work. In short, is the scope of audit work. Number two is direction of the audit work, or direction of work. Then the last one is, after you give direction, you know when the work should be done, timing of the audit work. So if somebody tells you to explain audit strategy, you simply say audit strategy refers to the scope of work, comma, or scope of audit work, comma, direction of the work, and timing of the audit work. So this scope is the extent to which auditor does the work. To what extent are we going to do the work? We know our work, or the extent of our scope, is defined by the Companies Act and the international standards on auditing. So if it's a large company, automatically our scope is large or wide, as compared to when auditing a small company. So that's about the scope. Then there is this bit of the direction. Direction of work. Sorry, it's not direct. Should be direction. Direction of work. Direction is about the instructions to be followed when doing the work. So whenever we are planning an audit, we are developing the strategy on how to do the work. What involves the strategy is the scope, direction of the work, that is the instructions on how that particular work is to be done. Then the timing. When is the work going to be done? When are we going to visit the client? When are we going to attend the stock take? When shall we start the audit? When shall we give our report? When shall we finish the work and attend the annual general meeting? We need to know about timing of the work. When shall we do what, and when shall we attend or perform whichever tests? So basically, that is about audit strategy, and which explains about the audit planning, development of the overall audit strategy. And now I've explained what you mean by audit strategy. After knowing about audit strategy, today I want again to go ahead and cover the audit strategies or the audit approaches. Said audit strategies or the audit approaches. There are three main approaches to an audit. I've said there are how many? Three main approaches to an audit of financial statements. I will start with number one, system-based audit approach. System-based audit approach. Number two, risk-based audit approach. Risk-based audit approach. Then number three, we have business risk audit approach. Business risk audit approach. These are the three main approaches to an audit. Three main approaches to an audit of financial statements. Three main approaches to an audit of financial statements. Allow me to wrap this part. I continue. Well, I want to explain the first approach. I want to briefly explain, though I'll not write a lot, but I will explain about the first approach. Today, for this video, I have to explain about the system based audit approach. So system-based audit approach, it is an approach to an audit of financial statements, which is concerned with the effectiveness, or which is concerned with the company's internal control system. I've said it is a system, or it is an approach to an audit of financial statements, which is concerned with the company's internal control systems, or with the systems of the company. When you are using the system-based audit approach, here auditor is concerned with the effectiveness of the company's system. So auditor is concerned with whether the company internal control systems are effective and operational. Auditor wants to understand if it is about the payroll system of the company. Is the payroll system effective? If it's about the recruitment process and system of the company, how effective and operational is the system of the company in terms of recruitment? If it's about procurement system, how is it the procurement procedures, if it's a government or it's a parastatal, are the procedures for procurement considered effectively? For example, like in Kenya, mostly if you are to procure some commodities, and then you realize the amount goes beyond 50,000. They are the procedures to be followed, as compared to when the amount or the cost of procuring or the items cost less than 50,000. So auditor is concerned with how effective, how operational are the systems of this company, for you to determine, or for the auditor to determine whether the systems of this company are effective, whether the systems of this company are operational. He needs to perform what we call compliance audit tests. Very important. Compliance audit tests. This is a common question in intermediate and also in advanced level, and also in ATD3. Compliance audit tests. What are they? These are the tests, also called the tests of controls. So they are also known as what? Test of controls. They are audit procedures. When explaining, if examiner can tell you to explain what are test of controls or to explain compliance audit tests, when explaining, you just need to tell the examiner these are audit procedures performed to ascertain the effectiveness and operativeness of the company's internal control system. I repeat, I've said these are audit tests and procedures performed to ascertain the company's internal control system's effectiveness and operativeness. They are performed throughout the audit. However, auditors should perform more compliance audit tests at the initial stages of the audit. I repeat and I come up again and say, I've said they are performed throughout the audit. However, auditors should perform more compliance audit tests or procedures at the initial stages of the audit, or when we are doing the audit at the early stages of the audit, and few as the audit progresses. Because auditor, when the audit is starting, he needs to know whether the systems are effective and operational when he's starting the audit, not when he is almost finishing the audit. That is basically what it means. So from there is also the stages of a system-based audit approach. Stages. Stages of a system-based audit approach. The last thing I'm covering under this approach, we have number one is background. Background information. We need to understand the company's products. We need to understand the legislation. We need to understand the background of this particular company. So this background of the company will enable me to know the company's product, will enable me to know the environment very well, will enable me to know the legislation affecting the company, that is, will enable me to know about maybe policies used by the company when preparing financial statements. So the first stage in a system-based audit approach is understanding the background of that particular company. Understanding the background of the company. Well, number two is planning. After you know the company well, you need to plan. You need to come up with a plan on how to do the work. You need here to make sure you plan your work so that you achieve the objective. Planning of an audit reduces chances of giving wrong conclusion. Planning of whatever you are going to do enables you to approach the work methodically and systematically. So because here we want to know about the system, or we need to use the system-based audit approach. We understand the background of the company, then plan our work very well. After planning, then you need to go to number three. So we have planned our work to reduce the chances of giving wrong opinion or conclusion. Then we need now, because we are concerned under this approach, we are concerned with what? The systems. We start evaluating them. Evaluation of the internal control system. That should be number three. Or evaluation of controls, can put it that way. Evaluation of controls. So we need to determine whether the company systems are effective and operational. We need to evaluate the systems. We need to determine whether these company systems work effectively and they are operational. After that, we need to test transactions generated by the system. Testing of transactions. You have understood the systems. You have confirmed and said, oh yeah, the systems, they work well. You have liaised with even the management. They're telling you, they are super. That is not enough. I'm an auditor. What do I need to do? Pick few transactions. Process them using the system. This will enable you to know whether the system is effective or it is not effective. So we pick a few transactions, we run them, or we walk them through the system, or we process them using the system. So that we can know whether the system is effective and operational. Now we have processed the transactions using the system. I'll rewrite let me write on this part of the board the remaining procedures. Number 5. I need to obtain evidence. I need to get evidence after processing the system. This evidence will enable me to express an opinion regarding the financial statements. If the systems are okay, the evidence will say the systems are okay. If the systems are not okay, the evidence will say the systems are not okay, meaning the financial statements, they have some issues. So I need to obtain enough evidence to enable me, as the auditor, give an opinion, to enable me express an opinion. The evidence is what is used to express an opinion. Evidence obtained by the auditor, it is used to back up or as a basis of expressing an opinion or judgment. After you obtain evidence, there is number 6. I know people will say, oh, the next thing you need to express an opinion. That is not the case. Overall review. You need to do an overall review because you have just checked on the system, but financial statements, they are the key or the main subject matter. You need to review them. Do an overall review of your company's financial statements before you express an opinion. You do an overall review of the company's financial statements because already you have obtained evidence about the system. You need to do a review so that you can get also information about the financial statements, and then you express an opinion. Expression of opinion or conclusion. Opinions or conclusion. This opinion of said it is based on the evidence obtained. So you're explaining, just say the report or the conclusion given is based on the evidence obtained by the auditor. So after I've done a review and I've checked things, okay, I need to give an opinion or a conclusion. Those people who have been following me, they know whatever I do. This is just summary or a proportion of what I'm doing. You can get me through my number. You WhatsApp me or you call me. I can give you a private tuition for CPS students, master students in this country and outside the country. Those who are watching or those who normally watch my videos, even I'm aware, people from India, currently they are watching my videos. Rwanda, they are doing the same. Burundi, Kenya, they are doing the same. I have also people watching from Somalia. Do not be left out. If it's an organization or it's an institution, I have classes for you. We can organize. I just invite you or I just give you a link, your students to join, but under some contract or contractual agreement. You can share this video because it's just a portion of whatever I am doing for my students. Currently, I have students doing intermediate level CPA, auditing and assurance. They're doing also advanced level, advanced auditing and assurance. We are not foundation, but the level 3 of ATD, and also how others doing masters, others doing their bachelor's degree. So allow me to tell you this. You can get a tuition at your convenience and get well explained topics and make them easy for you to understand the concept. Whatever you need is understanding the concept, get the knowledge, not cramming. Just need the knowledge in auditing, not cramming notes in auditing. There are many notes in auditing. You can't cram them all. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and have a nice time.